Hey everybody, it's Russell Brunson again, and I'm guessing you're watching this means you just got your next 2 Comma Club X box, and there's some cool prizes inside. So I'm gonna explain what they are and why you should be excited. So if you remember, last month I sent you guys the J. Abraham Mr. X book. I hope you're loving it so far. And I told you that Trey Llewellyn, a couple years ago, came to my office and he saw my huge bookshelf with everything. He's like, what are the top 2 books that of all the marketing books that you love the most on this bookshelf? And number 1 was the J. Abraham Mr. X book, and number 2 was the book that's in here right now with you today. It's called The 12-Month Millionaire. And so I'm gonna show it to you real quick, but I'm sure you've seen it. This is like the size of a phone book. It is huge. So this is The 12-Month Millionaire. This book is amazing. So kind of the backstory, this is a guy named Vince James. Vince James was a 28-year-old kid, made over $100 million selling supplements through direct mail. You'll find out what type of supplements as you read it. And then he did a whole bunch of things wrong, ended up in jail and fleeing the government and a bunch of other things. But in between all that stuff, he wrote this book, published it, sold a bunch, and then sold me the rights to be the publisher, and then he disappeared, and now the feds are chasing him. This is actually a true story that I will share on another day. I know that because one day I had all the cops show up at my office, all like, not like the cops, like the cops with like body armor and guns and everything, asking if I knew where Vince James was. And I was like, no, why? And they're like, well, this is his last known address, and you're publishing his book. And it was crazy. Anyway, so I got a warehouse full of these books. We don't currently sell them right now, but I thought it would be an amazing book for you. So it's called The 12th Millionaire. It goes right along with 2 Comma Club, 2 Comma Club X, Plot to Diploma, all these things. Vince talks about how to go from $0 to $1 million in 12 months, and it's awesome. Now, a couple things you'll notice as you go through here. Vince made his money pre-internet, and so you may be like, he's not talking about Facebook ads or landing pages or squeeze page or all this stuff, Russell. Like, how's this going to help me? I want you to understand that everything we're doing right now on the internet is based off of these same principles. You'll see when the Traffic Secrets book comes out that I'm working on, how I'm bringing in all of the old concepts from direct mail and from these things, because this is the foundation, it's the roots of how traffic works today. And most people don't know them. All they know is like, I'm on Facebook buying ads, and they're missing out on so much of it. When you understand direct mail, the SRDS, like all these important things, even though you're probably not going to be doing direct mail, it's way cheaper to do online stuff. I wouldn't recommend doing those things. The principles are the same. The principles of copy, the principles of creating an offer, like all the stuff he's talking about here relates back to what you're talking about. So it's one of my favorite books of all time. First time I read it, my wife was pregnant with our twins. We were heading on a cruise, and the day that I was leaving, I got the book and I started reading the intro. If you do nothing else, read the intro. Like, it'll get you so pumped. It was amazing. So that then that trip, the entire trip, I read the book 3 or 4 times over and over and over again. Drove my wife crazy because she's like, we're on a cruise, why aren't you enjoying it? And I'm like, I read this book. If you understood what's in here, like, you would understand. So I hope you guys love it. It's one of my favorite books. So that's number 1, and it'll get your mind thinking about direct response marketing and kind of going back to the old school, because there's no school like the old school. So that's book number 1. And book number 2, I'm excited about this one too. So when we first started doing this, I asked Alex Sharf, and I said, Alex, I know you don't sell this EPT book anymore, Entrepreneur Personality Type, but it's one of my favorites. Can we get a printing of it? And so he went out and printed a special edition just for us. And this is it. It's kind of a small book, but it goes into the Entrepreneur Personality Type, which most of you guys actually have. That's why you're probably here today. That's why you were able to risk all this stuff to come and do this coaching program, because you were an entrepreneur. So this little book, it's a little booklet, but it'll help you understand yourself, who you are, what's amazing about you, why some of the things that are amazing about you are also the things that hold you back. And when you understand all these things, how they work together, it can change your life as an entrepreneur. I know when I first heard Alex speak about this first time, it had such a big impact on me. I've listened to his presentation 5 or 6 times. I read this book multiple times, but it helped me to really understand who I am and be okay with that, and realize I'm not alone, that I'm not weird. What we have, this EPT, this Entrepreneur Personality Type, is actually a superpower, and I hope you guys love this book as well. So that's the gifts for this month. I hope you guys love them. Read them. Let's communicate. Let's share the best nuggets inside the Facebook group with everybody else, and let's keep doing this. I hope you guys are enjoying these books. I love sending them to you, and we'll talk again next month. Thanks, everybody.